Thanks for joining us on our second NavNet 3D video. We're going to cover some basic information, so this is an important video to watch. We're going to talk about the display key and how that allows you to display the screens that you want to see on your system. And we're also going to talk about some basic chart plotter features, such as how to display raster and vector charts, how to overlay satellite photography. We'll talk about how to go from a 2D to a 3D view, and cover some other basic features. So let's turn it over now to Dean.
Thanks, Jeff. One of the first things we want to cover today is the various screen components that are available on your NavNet 3D screen and what those various components are explaining to you about your system. We're going to start right at the top of the screen with the yellow status bar you'll see running across the top of our display here. In that status bar, there sometimes will be text information. This will provide you with a status indication of what's happening with your 3D system at any given time. If this bar turns from yellow to red, that is indicating an alarm situation where there's something alarming in your system, and there will be a text indicator here telling you what that alarm may be. Moving to the right side of the screen, you'll notice that there are several icons that are animated on the screen, and those are telling you what sensors may be connected to the system. We'll cover the icons briefly. The first one is a globe, and that is indicating a GPS is connected to the system. Next to that is a heading sensor icon, where we are explaining that a heading sensor or compass is connected to your system. Third is an animated radar antenna. This shows that we have one of the UHD DRS radar sensors connected to NavNet 3D. And an echo sounder or fish finder is also connected to the system. The last icon you'll note is a little icon with sun and clouds. This is an indicator for our weather receiver. But this particular icon has a red X going through it, which shows us that there is not currently a weather receiver connected to this particular NavNet system. Now we'll address some of the data boxes that are around the NavNet 3D screen. Starting with the upper left-hand corner, you'll see that there's a text indication of range, and that's a nautical mile range. That's indicating the range of our chart. If I use range in and range out on the chart plotter, you'll notice that that number is changing. And it is unique to mention with NavNet 3D that you are not tied to any one fixed range scale like a quarter mile or half mile. You can set the range scale of the chart anywhere you like it. Right now we're at 0.671 nautical miles, so that is totally customizable by the user. Moving to the right side of the screen, you'll notice that there are two pieces of information that are scrolling automatically on the screen. One is our current latitude and longitude of our cursor as I move it around the screen. And then that toggles also with the actual range of the cursor. So as I move the cursor around, I will get a position indication and a range indication of that cursor as it relates to my current vessel position. Moving to the lower left-hand corner of the screen, you'll notice that there are two data boxes. The first one is actually indicating our course over ground or speed over ground. And the second one is actually scrolling between two pieces of information. One is indicating our current vessel position in latitude and longitude, as well as our vessel depth. The important thing to note here is that these data boxes are completely customizable by you, the user. It is very simple to go into one of the data boxes, highlight that box, and by clicking on your keypad, you'll be able to bring up a number of optional items that you can turn on or off as far as indicating what may appear in the data box. You can have up to 4 data boxes appearing on the bottom of the screen. Currently we've chosen to have 2, and you can also select the size of the text that appears in those data boxes. Small over here and larger if it's something like depth, where you always want to have a good, clear vision of the depth indication at any given time. The next thing we want to cover is the basic chart presentation on the NavNet 3D system. We're going to cover what type of charts the system uses as well as how to present them on the screen. The first thing to note is that every NavNet 3D system comes preloaded with the U.S. government official NOAA raster and vector chart databases for the entire coastal United States. Right now what we're showing on the screen is a raster chart image, and it's very simple to actually switch between raster and vector charts on the screen or show them simultaneously. On the screen right now we have the raster chart, and if we'd like to change it to a vector, we simply go to our roto key, rotate the roto key until we see chart, we press the roto key, and then we simply select vector and press the roto key again. And what you'll notice is seamlessly, the vector chart now appears on the screen and the raster chart has gone away. You also have the ability to show both the raster and vector chart images simultaneously on the screen using a split screen page. If we go to our display key and we dial our carousel to the split screen, I select that, and what you'll notice is on the left side of the screen I'm actually showing the vector chart image, and on the right side of the screen is the exact same area but in the raster chart image. A lot of people might want to take a look at both of these because they present some different data depending upon whether you're using raster or vector, and you might find them useful to use at the same time. Going back to our full chart screen, again, turn your roto key, select chart, confirm that by pressing the roto key, and simply switch back to raster. And now we're back to our raster chart. In addition to the NOAA raster and vector chart libraries that are preloaded in the NavNet 3D system, your purchase of the system also provides you accessibility to a full online library of very high-resolution satellite photo imagery that can be downloaded and installed in your system and then displayed on the screen to enhance the cartography that's already there. We're going to show you how to present a satellite photo image on your 3D system right now. If I go to my roto key, I simply dial to overlay because this is an overlay image. I press overlay, move to satellite photo, and select it by pressing the roto key one more time. As soon as I do that, you'll notice that a full, very high-resolution satellite photo image has come on the screen. Now, in addition to the satellite photo image, you still see that there's the actual cartography or chart data that's still present and available for our use. This is a unique feature and function of NavNet 3D that's called Satellite Photo Fusion. And I'm going to explain to you briefly what Satellite Photo Fusion provides. The nice thing about the satellite photos that you see is that we use the database of depth information that's programmed into the chart to determine how we want to present the picture on the screen. What you'll notice is on land where there's zero depth, we present the photo image in very full high-resolution clarity with no fading out of the photo image. However, in the shallow areas, what you'll notice is we start fusing or merging the chart and the photo image together. Because in this particular area, this is a shallow area where there's a lot of bottom structure that may be useful for diving, for fishing, or simply collision avoidance from not going aground. What's nice is at the same time we have the chart data present, so we can actually use the photo data and our chart data at the same time. However, when we get into deeper areas like a channel, we actually strip away the photo data because it's not valuable for us in this particular position. What is valuable is the actual nautical chart information, and we show that to you in its full clarity without any masking from the photo imagery. Everything we've presented on the chart plotter so far has been shown in a traditional top-down or two-dimensional mode that is common for most chart plotters. However, one of the unique features of NavNet 3D is the ability to present the chart and your vessel position in 3 dimensions. We're going to show you how to do that right now. There are actually 2 methods to put the system into 3D. The first one is utilizing the roto key. If we go to our roto key and dial to choose 3D, select that by pressing the roto key, and dial to 3D pan tilt, what you'll notice is the system goes into a 3D mode. At that point, I also have the ability to choose the pan and tilt level of the actual chart on the screen. So as I turn my roto key, you'll notice that the angle at which I'm viewing the 3-dimensional image is changing on the screen. At the same time, I can use my cursor control to pan the chart in a given direction based upon my current selection. You'll notice that in the middle of the scrolling pad, there is actually a button that says Ship and 3D. If I simply press and hold this button, you'll notice that the system will then revert to 3D mode. It's a toggle switch, so if I press and hold it again, I will return to 2D. Now that we've shown you the basic chart plotter screen in NavNet 3D, let's get you familiar with some of the other display pages that can be brought up, and also how you yourself can build and customize your own display pages in NavNet 3D. First thing you do is go to your display button on the keypad. Press display, and I'll be brought to a display carousel on the screen. And I can use my roto key to scroll through the different display options that I have available. As soon as I choose the one I'd like, let's say for instance our radar, I then press the roto key to confirm my selection, and I'm immediately brought out to a radar screen. Now we'll go back to our display button, and instead of selecting a page that shows us a single piece of information like the radar, let's go to a page that actually shows several display components simultaneously. This display actually has our chart plotter, radar screen, and fish finder on the page at the same time. This is a page that I actually custom built in the system, and I'm going to show you how easy it is for you to custom build one of these pages for yourself. Let's go back to our display area. Simply go to a page that you would like to customize, depress and hold down the roto key, and now I'm brought to a page builder. On the page builder, you'll notice that there's a couple of selections that I need to make. The first one is along the upper left-hand side. You'll see it says Choose Display. To do this, I simply turn my roto key to determine what type of page I want, whether it's a single page or a split screen that involves 2, 3, or even possibly 4 display components. For this exercise, we're going to build a page that has 3 different display components. So I simply choose that with my roto key and confirm it by pressing the roto key. And now my next selection comes on the bottom of the screen where it says Choose Screen. In this area, I have the various components that are installed in the system: plotter, radar, and fish finder. What you'll note here is that if there's a certain component that's not included in your system, like let's say a fish finder, that item will not show on the page display. Therefore, it won't confuse you as to what type of page you might be building. Going back, on this particular page, we're going to choose along the left-hand side to have our chart plotter screen. I press the roto key to confirm that selection. In the upper right-hand corner, we're going to select our radar, confirm it, press the roto key, and finally, we're going to have in the lower right-hand corner our fish finder. We confirm that by once again pressing the roto key. After that last press of the roto key, you'll notice I'm immediately brought out to that page that I just built, and that's showing our chart plotter, our radar, and our fish finder. If in the future I want access to that particular screen, all I do is hit the display button again, and you'll notice that that picture is immediately available in my display carousel. Now you should have a better understanding of the basic NavNet 3D display, the charts that are included in raster and vector, as well as high-resolution satellite photo imagery, and the ability to show different types of display pages on your NavNet 3D system, including building your very own customized display pages. Thank you very much. Back to you, Jeff.
Thanks, Dean. Well, this is an important video that covers some basic features of NavNet 3D. We talked about the display page and how you can customize that to be the screens that you use the most. We also talked about some basic chart plotter features, such as how to display raster and vector charts, how to overlay satellite photography on top of those charts, and how to go from a 2D traditional view to a 3D view. This next video, we'll get into more enhanced features of NavNet 3D. So let's move on.